So, how y'all doing, boys? Hope you're doing well. Now, in today's video, going to be going over probably what is my favorite content, or at least PvE content, in the entirety of Grand Cross, and that is the old school Tower of Trials. We do, of course, have the new version of Tower of Trials, which is getting the resets now. I believe it is every month, so we still have to wait like another week or so till we get that, but real keen to try that out again, especially with the amount of like power creep that's happened. Should be a lot easier to run through and get all the rewards again. I mean, it's definitely probably a better way of doing it. I don't know, this just feels a whole lot more nostalgic, and I don't know, I just prefer this version. But if you guys have played any of the previous towers, I believe there was, I think there was about 8 or 9 of them. This is pretty much just the bosses from all the other Tower of Trials, so usually on stage 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25 you get a boss. This is just a collected amount of them, all in the one tower, so I can imagine the difficulty will be scaled down a lot, especially since some of these bosses are fairly difficult in their own tower, but we'll just have to wait and see. Really good rewards. I actually thought this was ending today, or at the day of recording this. Turns out they gave us an extra week, so that's super great, but we'll jump in and I'll quickly skip ahead to when we're on the 5th floor. Here we go, we're at stage 4. I think I might actually end up doing the, well, quote unquote, boss stage and the one before it for each one, but this is the theme I'm using here. In these, I mean, you can pretty much use anything. I mean, King's the new hot unit. Felt like I should use him, and I mean, I really like using Brunhold in pretty much any content I can, and just Death Pierce in the back, but he's fun. But I mean, by all means, if you want to use like a Barn Keo setup, or like there's a whole bunch of different things that works. And might I just say, they've definitely lowered the difficulty on these. I mean, you could definitely get away with a whole bunch. I mean, pretty much all of these I've just had on auto, and you can just throw out the 2 king cards and you should be alright. Maybe in the difficult, like the higher stage, there might be a little, you know, pick up in the difficulty. I'd imagine they'd have to, but no, I mean, this content is just, it's sad to think, because I originally thought we weren't going to have an extra Tower of Trials. This is probably going to be the last one, unless they maybe do reruns or like a rerun of this one. I don't really think there's going to be any extra we're going to get, which is alright. I do hope they still add stages to the newer version, even though we are still getting the resets and whatnot. I actually haven't checked on what the rewards are for that. I mean, I can imagine it being like a monthly thing. They're going to be like really good, so definitely keen for that one to come around. But I mean, honestly, there's quite a bit. I actually think, I think it was last night, we had the patch notes for the global update drop, and we've pretty much caught up to JP. I mean, we have the banner they have for this week, which is the new Christmas Elizabeth. And with that, I mean, that pretty much lines us up to both get our same update next week, which we should have I believe we should have like a news video or like a live stream or something from the JP and Korean version, you know, discussing that. Basically just talking about, we all believe it's going to be a Holy War Fest, and it's been leaked to be the 3000 years Meliodas, which is really exciting because we haven't had like a meta Meliodas for ages. And I mean, I know it's not going to be any like big kind of celebration. Like, it's not like what we've just had, like the 2.5 anniversary, or like a 3-year anniversary, or like New Year's or anything like that. I mean, actually, I suppose they definitely could do it as like a New Year's celebration, because I mean, around this time last year is when we got all of our New Year's units, the Elizabeth, Meliodas, and the Jericho, where they're in like the winter costumes and whatnot. Could be really cool. I mean, I doubt we'll get any extra units. I could imagine they'll be giving us, I mean, with this whole live stream coming out, I can imagine they'll give us one of those free banners. If not, just due to the fact that it's not like a huge celebration, that's completely understandable. I'm really excited though. They are supposed to have Margaret on the banner as well, which, you know, I do need a couple more dupes of. And same goes with Cusack. I believe I have him 4 or 6. So I already do have, you know, some festival coins. I think I have 6 fest coins at the moment, which I can kind of spend, but hey, we'll see what happens. We'll see how the summons go. Hopefully they go a little bit better than our King summons. I mean, in 1800 gems, I got one of him, you know, not including the selectors, of course. It was around like the 700 mark, so surely we've saved up some luck for this new Meliodas. I'm hoping he's really good, but in saying that, we've only just got King, and King still feels like just a massive jump in power creep. Like, it is absolutely ridiculous what this man is capable. The fact that you can just chuck him in any content, the fact that he's so insanely good, like, I would say he's the best PvP unit, and he's also like easily top 5 for has Valga as well. I'd definitely say, you know, Halloween Gotha's up there, Brunhold's up there. It really depends on what team you want. Like, you can just make so many things viable with him, which is so great. He also like basically cleansed the PvP meta, because it was just Barnes Central before he arrived. And I mean, not only are the Super Awakening materials absolutely amazing, but cosmetic upgrades as well are such a big thing. I really wish they'd bring out more bundles. I know they do, like, especially around like the kind of anniversary times, bring out the ones where you can kind of buy the bundle and you get to select like 3 different things that you want from like a kind of list. I just feel as if though the money, like the value for those money-wise, isn't really the greatest. Granted, I know you can pick like diamonds and whatnot for them, but I just feel like if you're buying a bundle, usually like just try and stick to stuff like the Hawk Pass, the monthly subscription, and kind of like the diamond and ticket bundles. They do it really good. They also do the ones for like the 300 diamonds. Those are really, really good value. I think this is the first stage we've actually beaten one turn. Pretty much all of them have had revive mechanics, but I mean, this whole Christmas celebration, I feel like they've done an extremely, extremely good job of. Really be happy. I mean, especially the costumes. The costumes, I really wish they did more, just cause of like how good and how high quality are. The cutouts for them are just absolutely gorgeous. Pretty much all the cutouts as of recent they've been releasing have been great. I feel like this King one, although it looks good, it's definitely not as good as like some of like the, it's definitely not as good as like the other girl ones. I don't know why. It's definitely like a good skin. I'm definitely glad they gave King his 5th skin so early. RIP to Salt Meliodas, by the way. Still hasn't got even a Hawk Shop skin, which is ridiculous. They give into units like a late East and just units that do not need the kind of 5th cosmetic at all. Units that aren't even used really. But I mean, if you guys are actually struggling with this tower, by all means let me know down in the comments below, and I'd be willing to, you know, help out, you know, maybe team build, something along those lines. I feel like this should be easy. Pretty much, if you've beaten any of the previous towers with the difficulty this one's looking at, you should have an easy time getting through. Usually they're like, when they release new ones, they like to scale them up a little bit, or at least so that like they're like somewhat up with the present units. Maybe it's just because we're in the earlier stages, I don't know, but this one does not seem to be holding up against King. And I mean, pretty much everyone should be, at the time this video is live, should be done with their Christmas. I mean, where I'm at is the 28th. I do believe I believe in Australia, it's either we're very first for Christmas or we're very last, just in terms of like how days and whatnot work. I could just be completely wrong there as well. But yeah, pretty much everyone should be moving into their Christmas holiday period, which I hope you guys are all enjoying. It's definitely been a nice change of pace just being at home these couple of days. Before that, well, only as of recent, I was on like a contract and it was just non-stop work. Like I didn't have access to leave or anything. So these next couple of days are going to be really nice, and hoping I can definitely pump out quite a couple of videos. I really hope we do get this update as soon as possible, because I want to just start, you know, get a whole bunch of showcases out with the Liz. I still have to do the Hasvalga video with the King. I want to do like a stage 1 and 2 guide and then a stage 3 guide. Other than that though, I might try and do some other teams with him. I know, you know, like there is like the one team, or at least you can use like the kind of regular team I use with like the Brunhard, Halloween Matrona, Gothar, and who's the unit I'm forgetting? And King, and you can replace the Brunhard with Escanor. Would like to give that a shot. I've never used him, I've just pretty much stuck to my same team the entire time. Before that, I did use like the Green Liz team for the Alt Rush. I wanted to use Brunhard, especially when the Halloween update came out. She got a new skin. I was trying to find like as many reasons as possible to just use her in different kind of content. Honestly, one of the best skins we've got in Grand Cross. I would say, although the cutouts are amazing for this Christmas celebration, the Halloween skins were just so good. The Gotha one is just immaculate. And here we are getting on to the final 2 stages. I mean, hopefully you guys don't have any difficulty with these. I haven't used any food up until now, so I might actually keep it that way just to show that it is. I mean, once again, you know, if you're maybe like a newer player, came to the game for King maybe, by all means, like I said, let me know in the comments below. But in tomorrow's update, we do actually have quite a few nice things coming. We are getting the 300 gem login as well over the next like, what, 10 days or so. They're giving you 30 gems for each login, which is absolutely amazing. I honestly, especially for like the fact that they're, you know, we've pretty much just had King, I would 100% recommend everyone summoning on King. If you like as well, you can summon on the Christmas Awakened Lilia. The banner isn't the best. She's, however, a very good unit if you have the Holy Relics, so it is quite a lot of investment you have to put into one unit to get value. But I mean, we do also have a couple Holy Relics coming out in tomorrow's update. One for Mark II Valenti, Default Valenti, and for the Zarathos, the green Zarathos. Zarathos is basically just letting his passive work in PvP, which is really nice. I might have a look at actually getting that one. I do have enough to actually get another Holy Relic, so really deciding between the Zarathos, Mark II Valenti. Whenever you get crit by like an enemy ally, it can be any of your characters, you get an extra like 8% damage or like 8% crit damage or something, so you might get that a look. Her Holy Relic is absolutely awesome looking. I'd definitely like a top contender, and if not either of those two, the one Escanor is also definitely up there for who I want to go Holy Relic. But other than that, nothing really comes to mind unless they do release like a, maybe like a, Who would I want, actually? To think this king will one day get a holy relic, it's just absolutely mind-boggling. Maybe like a Jack of Light Gotha holy relic, I feel like it'd be really, really interesting. However, I feel as if though Jack of Light Gotha has like enough quirks and whatnot as it is, like he already has so much viability. Give him basically like the holy relic, I just kind of think of it as like a second passive. I feel like it'd be really, really strong for him. Let's see though, if we could just get rid of you in this turn here. We can just one-tap Ludo on the next one. That is if he doesn't have the revive. No, super, super fun, this Tower of Trials. Really wish, or really hope they do bring it back just a couple more times, even if it's not something they want to do like an awful lot, which is, I think, why they actually released the newer version. I don't know, there was definitely like no faults in this. I feel as if though, they'd definitely be a lot better touching up on like the final bosses. I feel like releasing the ones like the Jericho and Gila and whatnot, I'd definitely rather see like an end to the like final bosses than I would, you know, granted, you know, they can't really do that because that pretty much just makes all of the final boss skins just mega exclusive, which I don't think they want to do, but you never know, they very well could. This Ludo is just absolutely tanking. I don't think he'll survive that. Yeah, straight up just dying in the first hit. Almost 800,000 as well, which is really nice. Brunhild is definitely one of my favorite units in the game, even when it comes to PvP, where like she doesn't have any passive whatsoever. She's just such a fun unit. We all thought she was going to be absolutely terrible in PvP as well, but she actually ended up like, especially in like when she came out in that kind of like Margaret meta, she still is an absolutely amazing unit. Definitely like a good addition to the box. But I mean, there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please hit the like button, subscribe. Really means a lot to me, and I'll see you guys for some more Grand Cross content.